Alan Dershowitz, Harvard Law Professor Emeritus, author of the book, The Case Against Impeaching Trump. How are you, sir? And good day to you.
Good.
So you've seen a little bit of this FISA application. A lot of it's been redacted. What is your concern with it?
Well, I think there's enough in there for each side to claim support for its position. There is that footnote in which they do say that the Steele dossier was organized by people who were trying to get dirt on candidate one, which is President Trump. But there's a lot of material in there suggesting that they didn't make full disclosure about the circumstances under which the Steele dossier was authorized.
Right, and
also,
if I can stop
gave
you there,
complete credibility.
It's my understanding the footnote never said the DNC. The footnote never said those who support Hillary Clinton. So it could have been a Republican candidate.
Sure. And I think there's not enough disclosure for us to make a firm determination. Look, I have no doubt that the FBI should have been more forthright in disclosing everything. And they did come to the conclusion that Steele had provided them legitimate information in the past. Well, we'd like to know about that. Was it legitimate? What were the sources of information? Under a Supreme Court decision called Franks versus Maryland, the court trusts the FBI to give it full information, particularly in the FISA context, where they're secret and there's no opportunity ever for history to make its claim. I'm glad this FISA application came out. I think more FISA applications in the future ought to come out. Maybe redacted, maybe they're redacted too much in this context, but the American public has the right to know how our privacy is being compromised in the name of national security.
Let me just go ahead and make two more points. We'll take them one by one. The first one was the footnote that you just mentioned. Number two was the Yahoo News article that was written by Michael Isikoff.
Right.
It's my understanding that he was briefed by those who did the dossier in the first place. So they were telling reporters what they found. They write up the article, and they present the FISA judges with the article as evidence to go ahead and surveil Carter Page. You know, they've got a phrase for that, right?
But it's not. Right. It's not confirmation. It's really using the same thing. It's double dipping. And look, there's no question that the FISA court didn't know everything the FBI knew. The FBI withheld material from the FISA court. The question is, was that enough? The question is, was there other material that would have given the court authorization to issue the warrant? These are issues we don't know enough about because there's so much redaction. And this confirms my view that we should have had an independent, nonpartisan commission from the very beginning, because right now we have Republican truth, Democrat truth, anti-Trump truth, Trump truth, and I think the American public is always entitled to have the full and complete truth through a nonpartisan commission. That's the way other countries handle this kind of issue instead of appointing special counsel.
Maybe you get to that at some point, but we're far past that point now. I think we can agree on that. The surveillance of Carter Page occurred in October of 2016. Sir, you're a few weeks away from the national election. Carter Page had been dismissed by the campaign several months prior. So why even look at him?
Well, look, there are a lot of people who are being looked at. Today, Manafort is going to trial. Would he ever been brought to trial if he didn't have a connection to Trump? Even the judge, Judge Ellis, who's going to preside over the trial, said essentially this trial is not about Manafort. This trial is about Trump. It's an attempt to squeeze him, perhaps make him sing, maybe even make him compose. And that's why the whole focus has been on, targeting people in this administration. And that's what has caused so many Americans to have distrust of the politicization of the process. Look, it's happened the other way as well, where Republicans have targeted Democrats, lock her up with Hillary Clinton. I don't like any of that. I wish we would just get at the truth and make sure we can prevent any kind of Russian influence on upcoming elections.
Clearly, just in 30 seconds I have left, you said there's enough for both sides in this. I think we've gone through 3 or 4 things that give you enough pause to be dubious on behalf of Republicans. Why do you think Adam Schiff, or what does Adam Schiff see in this application that gives him a strong argument for what he's been saying publicly?
Well, I don't think it's a strong argument, but it gives him a plausible argument. He says the footnote did indicate that there may be a bias, that there may be an effort to get dirt on President A little bit, but not enough. I think both sides are overstating the significance of the disclosure. I'm glad the disclosure is out there because we, the American public, can decide for ourselves whether or not the FBI was fully forthright in providing the information to the FISA court. My own opinion, no, they weren't forthright enough.
Sir, thank you. Come on back, okay? Alan Dershowitz with us today from Brooklyn, I think.
Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, sorry, my bad. It must be July. Thank you, sir. Talk to you real soon.